you got to think, especially in our generation today, present, rap battles is the cause of about 40% of hip hop deaths.
Right. Yeah, man.
Like literally, just the rap battles, especially when you look at these drill artists.
Oh my God, bro! I was gonna say
drill
that.
Artists, they dropping each other left and right.
Yeah, man.
And they smoking each other on social media.
Yeah, bro. Big Boy's Neighborhood. Akon is up in here.
Yeah,
Akon, welcome back to the neighborhood.
Man, thank you for having me.
Hey, man, when you walk into the neighborhood, do you know you're richer than everybody when you walk into a room? What does that feel like, man?
It don't feel like nothing. I ain't richer than everybody.
Hilarious. Come on. So, aside from new music and tours and everything, you doing a comedy routine as well?
Not quite, but I did partner with Kevin Hart on
See?
something.
There it is.
It's only that I'll be talking to
See,
you about.
I was just asking about, because he said he's not the richest one and he really got something going on in comedy. Wow. Akon, you got to be one of the busiest people by choice when it comes to this business for years, bro. Like, you work when you want and how you want, who you want to work with. And then when it's time for you to get back into Akon as an artist, you jump right back in. You know what I'm saying? And why is it important now? First off, I got to say, I told you I owe you an apology. And I said, I'm going to wait till we get on.
I'm confused.
All right. Now, my apology to you, bro, is probably about maybe 2-3 years ago. I ran into you in public.
Right.
Do you remember where I ran into you?
We always run into each other.
Yeah,
Was it at the time in Popeyes?
Yeah, man.
Right.
And when I was ordering at Popeyes, right, I ran into him at Popeyes Fried Chicken. And when I was ordering, you said, Big, I got you. I was going to order a certain amount. But when you said, Big, I got you, I ordered more.
For the family.
Yeah. I apologize.
Cool.
Okay,
no,
just check. Okay. So you caught what I was doing.
1,000. How am I feed you, not feed the family?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because really I was in there going to feed myself without feeding the family. You know what I'm saying? So at that moment, Akon, you cared more about my family than I did. You know what I'm saying? And then it was like, you want regular or spicy? I was like, well, Akon paid for it. I want both.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just double it up. You know what I'm saying? But no, thank you for that, man. I just thought I owed you an apology.
Pleasure,
but being that you saw through it, then all good. Well, we're going to leave from here together after this interview.
We're going to do more. Next.
Man, hey, man, you were just recently in Brazil.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, was it like 250,000 people out there?
Yeah, easy. 100,000, yeah, for sure.
What the hell does that feel like, Akon?
For sure. Well, the international crowds get that big.
Yeah, man.
Especially when you start talking about festivals and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But like to go out, like to headline like festivals like that, to get that many people, I mean, it's interesting because when you go to places like Brazil, for instance, they speak Portuguese there.
Right.
Yeah. Like maybe 10, 15% of the crowd speak English. But they'll sing your songs back all the way from top to bottom. And half the time they don't even know what they're saying, but they can feel it though.
Have you noticed that more, man? Like, you know how you would travel around the world, Akon, and people kind of gravitated. They knew American music.
Right.
And you'll go somewhere and like, man, how do they know these songs? But you'll go to like other countries and they would know American music and songs in English.
Right.
And have you noticed now that we as Americans with either J-pop, K-pop, Afro beats, whatever it may be, we're Spanish music, we're starting to get it more on the state side of music that's not in English, because music, when people say, oh, music is international, we're really feeling that now. But you've been feeling that around the world for a long time.
Yeah.
Where has music taken you?
Everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't think.
What is your passport? Do you have 2 passports?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember I saw Will.i.am. He had 2, Will.i.am from Black Eyed Peas. They would tour so much that he had to have multiple passports.
You got to have multiple, because sometimes you could be in one country and leave it to a different country where you got to get a visa stamp.
Yeah.
So you got to send your sometimes they have to actually have the physical passport. So you got to send your second one over there to get that stamp. So by the time you're done with this city, you'll have that ready to go. So especially when you're doing multiple cities with different like immigration, rules, whatever the case may be, you may have to have definitely more than one passport to like travel without no hiccups.
Man, what does your passport look like for the last 20 years?
Man, I probably go through about 2, maybe 3 passports a year. That's how much I travel.
Damn.
The 50 pagers.
Jesus.
The 50 pagers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm headed to Bermuda, so I'm gonna give me a stamp in there. I mean, you travel, I travel.
I go through them. It was interesting because I was on a plane.
Of course you were.
I travel Delta a lot when I'm domestic.
Hilarious. Don't you own Delta?
No. I mean, it'd be like me personally, I just don't understand the concept of getting a private jet when there's a direct flight.
Right. Yeah.
Like, it's a direct flight.
Yeah, you're not flying coach though, huh?
Like, nah.
Because I remember that one time you broke out in hives. Remember they tried to put you in coach and you was like, your tongue started itching. You're like,
No. And what's crazy about me is that you might just catch me in economy comfort if there's no first class seats available.
Right.
Especially if it's a direct flight.
But you know what? There's a difference between looking the part and being the part.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You are the part. So if I saw you in coach or on a plane, I'd be like, oh yeah, he could definitely fly private. So this is choice.
It's 100% choice.
Yeah,
but
man.
me, I don't have no ego about it because it don't make a it doesn't change who you are because you're in coach.
Right. It gets you to where you're going to pick up that bag though.
That's it. It's a matter. It's a matter of if you feeling for what comes with it.
Yeah, like
at the end of the day,
you're like, man, I ride a bike to go get that bag.
It's about comfort. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
How comfortable you want to be to go pick up that bag. Once you can answer that question for yourself, you're good.
And you're saying, man, that international wise, bro, or when you do shows and you say you could 200, 250 people, does that feel different?
Actually, it's more nerve-wracking to get smaller crowds.
Right.
Because I'm so used to large crowds, right? So when I do, like, for instance, when we did the Superfan tour, the Akon Superfan tour, those were real small, intimate gigs. Like, I think the smallest venue was like 5,000.
Right.
But we did between 5,000 to 8,000, or sometimes 3,500 to 5,000, depending, because we wanted a real intimate crowd. But then I realized that intimacy between, the energy in there was so much more crazier than the $200,000-300,000. I mean, 200,000 crowd. You know what I mean? Because that energy in there, you can actually feel everybody in the room.
Right.
You can see everybody in the room watching you.
You know what's crazy about that, man, is that there's no one in here that accidentally made a mistake and said 250 to 300,000 as in money.
Yeah. No mistake.
He said that on accident because you get that. Like, he was just like, going to 250, and he was like, that's even small. Like, why am I tripping? He was like 200. Somebody's trying to pay me 200, man. I'm gonna pass out. You know what I'm saying? But talk to me about what's the new project that's going down?
Yeah, so the new project is a new album.
Right.
I got a new album coming.
Why did you feel it was necessary? But why is it Akon Music new album time for you?
It was necessary.
Man.
I just like some things you just feel it. You know what I mean? It's like it's this because I honestly believe between y'all, I had low key retired from music.
Right.
I was just more of a writer, producer on the back end, and then I got aliases that I credit myself on songs now, just so I can stay normal, right? And when I came from Africa and came back, I was actually listening for something that moved me, that I can be motivated by musically, right? That kind of took me to a place where I was like, oh, this is crazy. But I just wasn't motivated. I just felt like the music industry today was just so cookie cutter. Everything was copy and paste. Like everyone sounded the same. I was listening to the radio for a long time, and it seemed like it was the same artist for the last 2-3 hours. It was nothing original about any artist that made me look at them like they stood out. I didn't even know the names of half the artists I was listening to. And I remember in my time, everybody was so original and had their own look, feel, sound that when the next record came on, you knew it wasn't a record before or after, but you knew it was somebody different if you didn't know who it was, or you knew exactly who it was. Today we don't have that no more. And I think it's because everybody's trying to chase either a hit record or trying to sound like whatever worked last versus bringing something new to the table and competing with something that hadn't existed yet.
And then we find just like sloppy carbon copies.
It's
you know
a
what
lot
I'm saying?
of that, yeah.
Or it'd be like, oh, this worked.
Right.
And now people even go in to say, man, I need that TikTok hook. I need that TikTok.
Right.
I need that dance. And I mean, that's today's market price too. But also, we've seen a lot of that happen, and we've seen a lot of it don't last too.
It don't last.
Yeah.
Like prime example, let's say TikTok, for instance, right? My catalog probably was the most shared TikTok catalog of all times last year. None of those songs are brand new.
Right.
They just hit records. So you trying to chase TikTok, just make a hit. Don't make it for TikTok.
Yeah.
Because TikTok ain't sharing it for you. They don't even know what, the audience don't know what it is until they hear it or till they feel it. Anything that anybody like, they're going to naturally gravitate to it and they're going to share it, right? So if you got a hit record, it's automatic TikTok. No matter what genre it's in, it just needs to be a hit.
So you say that you were looking for it and you was like, man, I can't find it, so
Man, I couldn't
I got to
find
create it.
I got to create it.
Yeah, man.
And I knew, okay, cool. This could be the moment where music itself takes a shift, because everything else around music is shifting.
Yeah.
So how about now we start shifting the music in itself, taking it from a more negative, low vibration status to a more high, positive status vibration.
And is a Beautiful Day, is that an album?
That's the single.
Okay, and what is the album though?
The album is called Not Guilty.
Okay. And why Not Guilty?
It's a culture. Our culture in itself is under attack.
Yeah, man.
For everything.
Yeah.
Everything we've created, everything we've put into the business, it's almost to the point where, so that's one of the reasons why I changed the music name from Konvict Muzik to Konvict Kulture, because it became bigger than the music in itself. We realized that the culture itself has been changed and really turned into something that motivated and dominated the industry more than anything, but took a youth from one level of music to a whole nother, to where people was actually open to move into different sounds, different realms, different parts of the world. Like, we opened up our ears to that. You know what I mean? Like, even when I came into rap music, I came in from a R&B perspective, where I was singing about what rappers were rapping about.
Right.
And then that became like the industry standard. Then when I jumped off of that, we brought in and introduced autotune to the music business. And that became industry standard. Then we jumped off of that and then started doing where you had house music, where people were playing unknown artists or maybe an unattractive lady in the background singing on house music beats. Nobody knew who they were.
Right.
So we decided to put A-list artists that everybody knew on these house music beats, starting with me and David Guetta with Sexy Chick. And next thing you know, every DJ started doing the same thing.
So we can definitely put the blame on you.
1,000%. That's why I said Konvict Muzik was more of a culture than
So it's
music.
no longer Konvict Muzik.
It's
That's always
Konvict
going to be
culture now.
something, but Konvict Culture?
Yeah, Konvict Muzik is the legacy.
Right,
but
yeah,
culture
yeah.
is the future.
So what do you do now? Do you go Konvict Culture? Or
Nah.
Okay.
I just say convict.
Damn.
It's just convict.
Hey man, it's crazy. Hey man, and dude, when you said convict, nobody wanna see us together, but it don't matter, no. Hey man, you got I don't think maybe they do understand, but if you go to like Essentials or you go to like your library,
Right.
Akon, you got a lot of hit records.
Man.
And then you have a lot of records where you also was like, man, if people don't know quite who I am early on, they know who this person is.
Right.
So I'm going to get with this person, and I don't know if you braid them out, whatever, I'm going to put it in. That's the same thing Master P was doing.
Yeah, no,
he was like,
he was
man,
smart.
they
He
may
one of
not
the most
know
smartest guys in music
Mia
business.
X, but they know Mary J. Blige.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then, boom.
Take off.
Was that one of your early things as well, where you were like, okay, I'll put myself with this person, and this person may have it, but I know exactly what I'm looking at, a way bigger picture.
Yeah, like for me in the beginning, the collaborations was a strategy.
Yeah.
So I would collaborate with people in markets where I was weak.
Right.
So if nobody knew me in that specific market, I would team up with the hottest person in that market and find the right sound that matched that for me, that described who I was, but yet didn't take away from who I was working with, and it become a whole new, brand new sound. And then later, as a success came, the collaborations went more from me being put on by other artists or being introduced to their markets to me introducing brand new artists now to my market, so they can have that extra, advantage in the industry as well.
Hey man, do you still have a gas station at your house?
Nah, everything is renewable now. I'm into, rechargeable batteries.
Really though?
Electric cars.
Is that what you do charity wise as well? Or when you go back home, like, cause and people think, oh, he make great music, but bro, you take care of. You know how people say, oh man, I take care of my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I set my brother up. You be like, man, I take care of all this.
Yeah. Ooh.
Is that important to you, bro?
No, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Because I always felt like success, and I think we might have had this conversation before, but success has always been given to beacons. Like everybody, every family has that breadwinner, right?
Right.
Where all the blessings flow through that person.
Oh my God, I say the same thing.
No, seriously. Like
Yeah.
every family has that, right? So and that person has to also now know that responsibility that he had. They can't be like, oh man, he gotta get his own. No, God put it through you because you're the beacon to prepare for everybody else. And that's just natural, right? So your job is to empower anyone closer to you to help you assist with what it is your role is. Then once it becomes bigger than the family, it becomes friends and people that you're attached to. Then it becomes the world.
Right.
So the more your responsibilities is recognized and you're actually following through, you just become a bigger beacon to more people.
Hey man, it's crazy because I say I say that quite a bit where I'm like the faucet. And you know what I'm saying? And you know how people say, oh, you know, maybe I'm the one that make your cup runneth over. Maybe that's why God put me in that position.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you taking it to a whole nother level. With my guy Jose is like a contractor by trade as well. I told him, I said, hey man, get under these pipes and turn these pipes off for me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because, can you put this thing on drip mode? Because this is starting to get ridiculous.
Nah, embrace it.
Yeah.
Because I promise you're going to find, like, it's crazy. I know it sounds crazy, because when I look at my overhead now, I'd be like, I don't know how I do it. I think about it and I'm like, how is this happening? I can't, the kind of money that I dispense on a monthly basis, when I look at that and I'm like, how am I doing this?
Hey, dude, one of our callers
you know what I'm
wanted
saying?
to know how much. Go ahead, caller. How much?
Nah, you want to know.
¿Cuánto, Akon? ¿Cuánto dinero?
Yeah. All right, let's go to Louis out there. He had a question for you real quick, Akon. Louis, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, big boy. What's up?
Yeah, you want to ask Akon a question?
Yeah, Akon, by any chance, man, like, how much money do you have to, like, just put out every month, man?
Oh, that's one of our
just
listeners
to take
right
care of,
there.
like, your family and everything you got to take care of, man.
Okay, I think our listener was asking how much do you have to dispense these people.
Yeah.
You know, that's the listeners, man.
That voice sounds familiar.
Well, I mean, damn, then you looking at him too, Akon, so that doesn't. Damn it! Yeah, that doesn't.
Should have gone to the other room.
Yeah. But you know, like that's another.
Yeah.
Put it on me.
For sure. But
Yeah,
I think
man.
but the more you embrace it though, the blessings just keep coming.
I heard that.
Like, my doors are always open. Like, no matter who it is, what the situation, because if that person came to me, and most of the time they bump into me because I'm hard to catch up with, right? Because I move so much, it's not like you can pin me down and be like,
Right.
Like, half the time I don't even where I'm going to be within the hours. Like, my schedule constantly is changing and moving around. So if a person finally meets me, catch up with me, and express to me whatever their challenges are, and I can help, we always find a solution.
And you're on the same number too, though, right?
Yeah, my number hasn't
Okay,
changed.
cool. Cause I let people know then. When somebody hit me up, I'm like, hey man, text Akon. You know,
What's your number again?
Yeah.
The key is to empower Big Boy so he can take that over. You feel me?
No, I'd rather
you.
keep you doing it.
We're going to empower you,
man.
Big Boy.
Nah, but you do it so well, man. You know what I'm saying? And you can take a beautiful day into a beautiful month, a beautiful year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And take it and run with it, man. And what's the album title once again that's coming?
Not Guilty.
Not Guilty. And when does that drop? Is that 2024 or 25?
That's going to be 2025.
Really
So
though?
we dropping this first single that's dropping on Friday called Akon's Beautiful Day. Then we're coming with 2 more singles leading into February's release. So that February release is going to release the day that Headliners Only release.
When was the last album?
The last,
Like Akon, like album.
2008. That was the last album, official album.
Akon, that sounds crazy.
It does.
Because there has never
does.
been a moment where we didn't, if you wanted to appear or you wanted to be, like your name, I never said, where's Akon? You know how to pop up by choice, and you know how to go low by choice. But 2008?
Yeah. I was thinking about saying, man, my last official album was 2008. Like, that's how fast time is flying.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like, I didn't even realize how long it's been.
And that could be scary, too.
No, very.
Yeah,
Very scary.
and then plus, man, so much has changed.
Yep.
You know, and since 2008, bro. You know, we wasn't popping crazy like how we are on social media.
Right.
The streaming game wasn't like it is.
Nope.
You know, like it's a different world
Totally
by
different
far.
world. Yeah. It's not even the same.
Yeah, man. At no point did you ever think like I haven't dropped an album? Because you always been relevant. Right. If it wasn't you, it was somebody that you were working. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like you was coming to us like, hey man, can I borrow something? Time for y'all to make my cup runneth over. You the faucet down, big. But you didn't think like, for one, you don't in your head, you don't say, oh, I'm gonna take a hiatus.
But in my mind, I thought I was taking a hiatus. But unfortunately, because I put so many people on,
right,
when they pop in, I'm naturally gonna be involved somewhere, somehow. I might get the call, yo, Con, I need help with this, yo, push up with this, what do you think about this? So I was always in the mix, just behind the scene.
Akon, if I were to ask you, how many people have your name been attached to? Either by feature or, because even Gaga is an attachment, right?
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are some of those attachments? Was Jay Sean an attachment too?
Yeah, he was.
Damn, was that Jay Sean was the
Indian.
Yeah, man. Like
Dominican.
and what and what about the others? You know what I'm saying?
No, it's I would probably say about 75% of the industry.
Jesus.
Easy. Easy.
And you know what's crazy about that, bro, is that you know how there's some people that like really bang their chest about what they're doing? Like you almost gotta search. You know what I'm saying? for some of the people that you've either worked
No, I
with,
prefer
put
that
on.
though. Because like when you do something for someone, you don't do it to brag about it. Or,
Right.
Yo, look what I did.
Right.
Like again, when you're a beacon, and you know your role and put it this way: there's no one that's ever been attached to me that didn't, by the time was detached, wasn't in a better place.
Right.
That's the best way to
And
say
if
it.
they won, you know, they can't put that blame on you, huh?
Oh, if they wasn't, then they was just lazy and wasn't willing to put in no work.
Yeah, man. Do you have an Akon favorite song that you listen to?
It'd probably be, damn.
Man,
That's a
like
tough
mine is
one.
like lonely, like
Yeah, that whole era to me is special. That whole era to me was
Hey
special.
man, I can still play that nobody wanna see us. I can play that over and over and over and over. And then damn, Smack That Is You? Damn. Oh yeah, bro.
Right now, he has not right now, but I'm obsessed with your Spanish song. You have it with Ozuna. I'm obsessed. Every single morning, I have to
This
hear it
dude
at
cover
least
every
once.
market.
Yeah,
You know I
yeah.
saw him in Korea. No, I'm just laying up, but this dude cover.
No,
you
but
know what I'm saying?
interestingly
Like,
enough, one of the biggest female pop groups of all time, K-pop groups of mine. Yeah, the Wonder Girls.
that's
Wait,
yours?
what? Jesus, bro.
Oh, we was in everywhere.
Hey man, you know
was-
what's crazy
it was
about that?
literally everywhere.
You don't know unless you ask them, or you just
Yeah.
sitting in front of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah.
so Wonder Girls is yours.
Yep, that was one of my groups.
Man, what does
They
your
was huge.
and you never want to look at anybody's money? What does your mailbox money look like?
Oh man, it all goes to developing Africa though.
I heard that. Damn.
That's why we building cities out there.
Hey man, and when you say building cities, you really are.
Yeah,
That's got to be crazy, man. That one man and one team and predict, you know, because there's many people, of course, that can help. But is it crazy how much you can do and will do and do for people? Like in your position where you're like, man, I can help.
Well, it's really just a dream, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could say one dream, but then you got to support from mad people that support you, love you, and want to see it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And most of it could be because they feel like, okay, I owe him one. But most people all say, listen, this is something that can be done for the benefit of everybody, right? So how can I help?
Hey, how long you been in the business?
Man, I've been in the business probably
That time go?
since '95.
Damn.
Officially. No, actually before then, because before then I was producing with the Fugees then. Since 90. Yes, I said 90. Since 1990.
Crazy.
So that's 34 years.
Hey man, when did you have the Akon moment? Because
The Akon moment was locked up.
and what year is locked up?
Locked up was 2004.
So 14 years in the business,
Before
you're
getting my
a
moment.
new artist.
Right. Before as a new artist.
Yeah.
And before then I was just a writer producer.
But you know what's crazy of that? When we hear locked up, it's like when people say, "Oh man, you know, overnight." Overnight's a stage. You're like, yeah,
hell
that was
no.
a long night.
Nobody's overnight.
Yeah, you
Absolutely
like that was
nobody
a
overnight.
long night.
Yeah. Especially in that era, there was no such thing as overnight. Now
Oh, yeah.
today it's a little different
Yeah.
because of the virality of social media. but
100%.
Overnight didn't exist then.
Damn, that's
Believe
a
me,
lot
if
of
somebody
tuition
popped
into
up on your station, they done did 10 years plus. I
Yeah.
promise you back then.
Yeah, that's that tuition into the school of experience. Sometimes
Yeah.
that people don't know.
Right.
You know, so when before that time in 2004
Right.
is locked up, that sounds crazy because locked up is 20 years old.
Yeah. We just literally celebrated the
Holy
20th
smokes.
anniversary of the Trouble album this year.
What do you do for a 20th anniversary? You just
Man.
let it be
I just let it be, yeah. I never was really a
a number
celebratory
yeah.
type of person. I never looked at the charts. I don't accept any of my plaques because I just think a lot of that stuff kind of dehumanizes you. It kind of makes you feel more of yourself than who you really are.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, hell yeah, it does.
Because it ain't nothing but really numbers at the end of the
So
day.
you don't
And
you
statues.
never like took a plaque or you don't like, make sure you know how some people just get
Man,
plaques just
I
to
got,
get them.
Man, I got I used to get plaques just shipped to my door just for the. It was like I had 2 closets full of plaques.
Yeah.
And I would just give them away to friends so they can put up them in their studios and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. I got
It
to a
was just
point,
too
and
many.
those were plaques that was created
Yeah, that was-
for
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Like mine are presented. And I got to a point because I don't put plaques up at my house.
Right.
And I never did. I had one record that I put up as a plaque. And it was a 69 Boys Tootsie Roll.
Ooh, boy, I would have put that plaque up.
And that's
was
because
one of my favorite songs there.
I
that would have thrown that deep?
What? I took that out of a mailbox and I put that record on. And I felt like I was the one that broke it in LA.
Right. Oh, wow.
And the other one was Faux Life by Mac 10. Those are the only two
That's dope.
records that I put up. And then everything else kind of went into the closet or went to my buddy's shop or something like that. Now I'm calling a lot of them home.
Because you had the experience at that point, but you're like,
Yeah,
I'm cool,
man.
I got it.
And then-
the most important ones are up, everything else.
And then how do you look at it? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Yeah.
right,
You know,
right.
and sometimes, man, you don't want to enshrine yourself. That's a sin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just come home and be like, man, look how great I am.
Right.
You know, you still my plaques. Bring me my plaques back. Yeah.
Yeah, when you got to remind yourself of it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That becomes a dangerous game.
I don't even remind myself. I just have a couple people, their job is to let me know. You know, just walk into the room like, Big, I was over at your
You're the
star in
greatest, Big.
Hollywood.
You're the
Like,
greatest.
no, stop it, man. What? Stop. Oh, he told you about you're the greatest because that's Jose's gig.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's one of the things. Like this
he's
is my
great.
partner. Years, he'd be like, oh man, Big, you one of the greatest.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have that on your team,
Hell no.
No?
Hell nah.
man.
Bro, can you imagine if I was reminded of that every single day? I'd be worse than Ye.
No. Oh man.
Hey, but you know what's
Tell
funny?
us how you really feel.
No, I love him to death. That's
Hell yeah,
he's one
you
of my
do. I can
favorite
tell.
people of all time.
Yes, sir.
One of my favorite people of all time.
Yes, sir.
But my grandfather always said, when the words rhyme, it's true.
He said what?
When the words rhyme,
Uh-huh.
it's true. You know how you say a sentence
Right.
and it matches, like it rhymes?
Right.
And you don't do it intentionally? That's confirmation that it's 100% correct.
Damn. Man, make sure that I don't say too much over here.
So when you rewind it and it matched and it rhymed, and
Hell yeah.
that's the universe agreeing with me.
Damn.
Yeah.
He was like, man, I'll be Kanye. Hey, man. And watch that be the one thing people pick up. We don't talk about taking care of Africa. You know what I'm saying?
that.
We don't
It
talk
never
about
fails.
legacy.
Yeah, man.
Akon disses.
No,
you
it
know.
wasn't a diss, though. It
Yeah,
wasn't a
but
diss.
that's the way we're
It
going to
was
put
a
it
description.
up. Yeah, no,
Let's clear that up. It was
No.
a description.
That's our
Okay.
headline, bro.
We all
clear
know
it up.
that Ye is the most
But
confident person on the planet.
This is like 30 minutes into the interview.
We all know he's the most confident person on the planet.
Let us
So,
put it up the way we put it up. All right? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna let you do your
let
thing.
us
I
do the
trust you.
clickbait.
I trust you.
You know what I'm saying? Jesus, Ani, you got that?
I got that.
Oh.
This is Kanye?
Yeah.
No.
Akon.
Akon.
This is Kanye.
Never.
Nice.
I would never.
Kanye
diss
or
Ye.
Ye?
Yay. Put yay.
Yeah.
Put
Oh, my
yay.
gosh.
Put
Yay.
both hashtags so that way it pick up an algorithm.
Cover all platforms.
Yeah. And then he'll say that Beautiful Day
Beautiful. day.
was way better than Vultures 1 and 2. Put that on there.
Both of them, 1 and 2.
Yeah,
That's
man.
good.
We got you. We're gonna start it up. Cause that Kendrick and Drake thing that already kind of like died down. We need a new one. Yeah, that was low hanging fruit. Were you watching all that Kendrick and Drake stuff?
I was hearing a lot about it. It hurt my heart though,
Why? Why so?
because I like both of them.
Yeah, man, it was hard.
I
Huh?
love both of them, but I gotta admit though, I like the way it resolved,
Right.
because I felt that Kendrick had never got his just due for what he really contributes to the culture, and this was a way of him getting that without it being forced or politically organized. It was through just pure talent.
Yeah, the art form.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And I thought it was necessary. As talented as Drake is, right? And everybody know me from past conversations, interviews, how I feel about Drake as an artist. I believe he's amazing, right? Kendrick has always been one of one. From a perspective of he brought the culture in the eyes of people in a way that it was never been put on a plate. Like, we say hip hop and the realness of what hip hop's supposed to represent, but in actuality, we didn't really behave in that manner.
Right. Yeah. We say one thing and do another.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Kendrick held it and always held that stance and never let it go. And I think it was the fact that he was so committed to that stance that made it seem so much realer than everything else when it came to a battle perspective. Because it wasn't about who was the most lyrical. It was the most truthful. And that's where Kendrick killed it.
I heard that, bro. Yeah, and when it was going down, and like I say, I'm from the West Coast. I love Kendrick, and for me to love Kendrick, I never hated Drake. We didn't drop a Drake record, and we didn't you know what I'm saying? None of that stuff. But I saw what it did, and people say, "Oh, what it did for the culture." And I've been through somewhere it didn't end as well.
No, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you got to think, especially in our generation today, present. Rap battles is the cause of about 40% of hip hop deaths.
Right. Yeah, man.
Like literally, just the rap battles, and especially when you look at these drill artists.
Oh my God, bro! I was gonna say
drill
that.
Artists, they dropping each other left and right.
Yeah, man.
And they smoking each other on social media.
Yeah, bro.
Like, yeah, I did this. What's up? What we doing?
Yeah.
Like it's real life for them. You know what I'm saying? So that right there was a scary moment for me because it kind of reminded me of what the Pac and Biggie situation was. But if it would have went beyond that, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it was going there.
Yeah.
Because one thing about the West Coast, they don't play about that. None of that.
Right.
Like they don't just listen. Back when I was in the street back then, if I had an issue, I would depend on my West Coast guys before I would depend on my East Coast guys. I'm being 1,000%. Because if it was time for smoke, these on the West Coast side, it was happening.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't no conversation.
And the thing that I was hoping too is that like Kendrick and Drake, they not gonna meet up and see somebody and they just start squaring up.
Right.
It's the circles
It's
too,
the
though.
circles.
And then sometimes not even the circles. It could be somebody that never slapped hands with Drake, never slapped hands with Kendrick
At all.
and take it on.
Because
So,
everybody, like especially right now when you're looking at it's a clout culture.
oh my God.
Right? So
Yeah, it
everybody
is.
looking for that stripe on social media, looking for that stripe just in general. Just say, okay, I handled that for you.
Yeah, man.
Like, bro, I ain't asked you to handle that for me.
Right? Yeah, like, no, you didn't do that for me, bro. Be like, man, take that
You know what
post
I'm saying?
down.
Especially in the time where the RICO laws right
Oh,
now
my
are
God,
in full
man.
effect. You don't even want none of that smoke in no kind of description
Yeah,
by
man.
any means.
Yeah, it's crazy because the lockup is real now,
Man,
too.
it's real. And
Hell
they
yeah.
grab them by the group. It ain't by just one person.
Yeah.
Just because you influenced everybody,
And as soon as they put Rico and racketeering,
it's a wrap. Boom.
yeah.
Goodbye.
Hell yeah, man.
You know?
With music where it is right now, do you still pay attention to what music is today?
Not as much.
Right.
Not as much. I ain't
Is
gonna
that
lie.
different when you're in the creative zone too?
Yeah, but this is the thing. I never really listened to music anyway.
Right.
So it's not something that I miss. Because I always wanted it to be different from anything that was already playing or
Right.
out. So I never wanted to get influenced by anything else. But it's some things, though, when you go to the club or you go to certain things and you hear, you be like, ooh. Right? But what I did notice, though, in this last era, the West Coast been killing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm loving how West Coast been supporting each other.
Yeah.
From a local perspective, because when I used to travel, like in Atlanta, you would only play. You would hear a lot of Atlanta
Yeah,
artists.
man.
We
Yeah.
only, in Atlanta,
Really?
that's what they was playing. Yeah. When you go to New York,
Yeah.
you hear a lot of New York local artists. You go anywhere in the South, Miami, them places. LA was the only place where I would go where you rarely heard West Coast rappers.
Right.
And then within this little shift, and I don't know, big boy, but it happened as soon as you left that other station. It came here.
No.
So-
Okay. Well, I'll let that be. I ain't gonna argue.
I'm not
with
even
you.
joking.
I ain't gonna. Well, I'm gonna go argue with you either. Akon. I mean, you're
Like,
a very
that's when the
smart man.
shift happened.
Yeah, you're a very smart man. Thank you so much, man. I'm not going to challenge you against that.
Wow.
You
No,
know what I'm
seriously,
saying?
though.
No, thank you, bro.
Because that window, you heard like it was a big difference.
Yeah.
Almost like as if the freedom just wasn't there.
Right, right. And it is one of them things, man. Of course, you work for a company. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But I always been one of and I'm telling you, man, we got some heavy hitters that haven't even got a chance on radio yet.
Right.
And then there's also some now too, man, where, you know, and I was just talking to this with other guests that come into the neighborhood where you wanted to be on such and such label and you know, and now
Right.
people don't want that.
You don't even need it.
Not at all, bro.
Like, you don't need it
You
at
can
all.
go straight
Man,
to
straight
your
on your computer.
and it's
You
right
are the
there.
label.
Yeah, you're the label.
Yeah.
You the A&R. You
You're
don't
the
have to tell
distributor, you're
somebody
everything.
when you want to drop and what.
Absolutely.
You don't have to argue with nobody for the single.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
and that's a gift and a curse too.
It's a gift and a curse too.
You know,
Yep.
but yeah, the whole music business has changed,
Man,
bro.
it's the music business is now called freedom.
Right.
Do what you want, when you want, with who you want. You just have to know the guidelines, understand the strategy, and have a right team. Then you can win.
Hey man, when you were in Brazil and in front of 250,000 people, bro, what does that look like through your eyes?
It looked like a whole bunch of pebbles jumping around.
Wow.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Especially when when they moving like this, and you see those mosh pits everywhere, it's like it's unbelievable.
Does that seem like a lot of stage to cover? Like, do you get tired? Like, you're like, oh man, I got to walk over on this part. Because I remember, who was that? It was not The Weeknd. Somebody had a long ass catwalk.
No, it was The Weeknd.
Was it?
He did South. He did Brazil.
And I was like, man, you're gonna have to give me like a golf cart or one of the little hoverboards or something.
Yep.
If you want me to go all the way down this catwalk and come back,
But,
you know what I'm
man,
saying?
all that energy though, you don't even feel it, big boy. I promise you. You don't even notice it. Because everywhere you go, you're performing in front of somebody. So you don't realize what side
Right.
or where you at in the stage.
Have you ever turned around and be like, man, I came out this far?
Only time I feel like that is when I'm in that ball. Which I didn't get to do in Brazil because the ball popped. The ball popped right when I got to the bottom of the stairs.
Wait, what? Explain the ball.
So I got an absorb ball. Whenever I do major festivals or huge outdoor venues, we always go out in that ball.
And you climb in?
So I come in, it blows up, and then I go into the crowd, and they just be tossing me left to right, and I be rolling.
That's very trustworthy. That's like one of them plastic, like them, and you go.
You can see me through. It's like I'm like a little gerbil, little black ass gerbil.
Hey man, do you ever look out and be like, man, she fine right there?
Oh no, you be seeing some, you be seeing some nice ones in there.
Oh
but ain't
man,
nothing you can do. You stuck. You in the ball. What you gonna do?
Hey, man.
All you can do is be like, keep on rolling.
And is it up to them to get you back to the stage, or you have somebody out there?
I've been doing it so long that I can steer it, so I know how to get to where I'm going. But sometimes I get overexcited and I go out too far.
That's hilarious.
So when I'm way out there and I'm tired, then I just stay in one place and just sing until I get my breath, and then roll back to the other side.
I can't wait to put it.
You better than me, bro. Because I would really be like, I'd be in that ball like, I just pop that shit and be like, man, Antoine, get the golf cart. Get me back over there, man. Do you stage dive at this age?
Yeah, I still do.
You crazy as a mother.
But I kind of ride the rails more now than just kind of jump out into the crowd.
Right,
I like riding the rails.
You just keep it safe too, huh?
Yeah, it's
Do you make sure all your
controllable.
jewelry's tucked and everything before you jump out there?
Oh no, my jewelry be tight. You can't snatch it off.
Really though?
It's impossible.
Did you guys see Khaled trying to not stage out a crowd?
Rest in
Oh
peace.
yeah, that was hilarious.
It was like a football.
Rest in peace to
That
the
was
crowd.
He was at a college football tailgate.
And he tried to stage dive?
He tried to crowd surf, and they had to help him get on top of
They had to help him get on the crowd.
I saw the time
Khaled is too
when he had the
funny,
dude
man.
carry him because he didn't want to get sand on his Jordans.
Oh,
He
yeah,
was
that
too
moment too.
hilarious.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But there's just some things. 'Cause I used to weigh over 500 pounds, right? And I just knew that there were some things that I couldn't and I shouldn't do.
Right.
Khaled, and that's my guy. You've been that size for a minute. There's just some things you know you shouldn't do.
Right.
And if you shouldn't really rely on us to help you crowd surf. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
most likely to hurt somebody.
Yeah, man.
Hurt yourself.
Yeah, you know, and with all these lawsuits that's popping up anyway,
Right.
you definitely don't want to be that person.
You gotta be careful.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah.
You
Hey,
gotta be
I remember years ago when you had your situation with the little dude.
That's why I stopped actually jumping in the crowd.
Right.
But
Yeah.
then because of that situation you talking about, I stopped conversing with the crowd because I would always bring people on stage every once in a while.
Gotcha.
You know, girls dancing.
Cause remember, I remember
yeah.
you,
But then you can't control
tossed
who
that
they
dude
are,
off
their
the
ages.
stage. I was like, go ahead, Akon.
No, that was the old me. That was,
Yeah, but it was very necessary too. Because
That was Ali. That wasn't Akon,
but
that was Ali.
Even back then, your energy wasn't like that.
Yeah, my energy was different,
I
yeah.
don't know what dude said because it wasn't
No,
like
he was
you just walked
disrespectful.
around angry.
No, he was disrespectful.
Yeah,
He was
man,
super
and
disrespectful.
you got to think. He only had one encounter with you.
Right.
You've had that same encounter with bringing people on stage thousands of
the
times.
times, right.
So it couldn't have been you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
right.
So it couldn't have been you.
Right.
So I was like, when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, he did something.
Yeah, he was
He did
super
something.
disrespectful.
And that old Akon came out. That's when I was like, man, is Akon lifting? I'm like, dude. I said he picked that white boy up and tossed him. He tossed him like to parking lot C. Dude woke up on a Nissan like, what the fuck? and probably still love you to this day. You know what I'm saying? If you're somebody black, we're like, man, fuck Akon. For some reason, man,
No, he was
Caucasian
actually
go to
super cool
festivals.
though, because afterwards he came back. You know,
Exactly,
we
like I
hung
said.
out.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and he was the one like,
pretty
man,
cool.
did you see that, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you see that?
That's exactly.
That was me, man. Like, yeah, you gotta love it, man. Wow. Hey, Con, I gotta ask you this, man. One of the times you came into the neighborhood, you had some hair.
Right.
Akon, I didn't catch it.
What you didn't catch?
Was the hair real?
Yeah, that hair was real.
Okay.
That hair was real.
Because I saw on social media that people was like, oh, his hair isn't real. I was like, well, it looked good. Whatever it is.
When I came to see you, that hair was real. But in the beginning, to get it there, I had a plant.
Really though?
Yeah, I did.
And what does a plant mean?
It's almost a male hairpiece.
And where was that at? Was it all over?
Nah, just on the top. Because I had little patches here, so I had patches here. But it got to match. It has to match your hair, though.
Yeah, man, that was all wavy and everything, bro. I didn't see a little break in it or nothing.
It was mixed with my hair, and
So
it's almost like when girls put on a weave,
Uh-huh.
where they braid their hair and then they got their real hair mixed with that. It's similar like that, but it's like
How long did you have that?
maybe about a year.
Damn. And so did we do an interview when you had it in?
Nah, you.
No?
I would never do it with you,
Really though?
nigga. If you noticed, can you imagine?
Man, I'm telling you,
Oh, yeah.
dude.
Can you imagine if Big Boy would have noticed?
Hey, man.
So I made sure the hair was right
got
before I
1
came
year
to Big
ago.
Boy.
Hey, say how long ago was he here?
I think I got a 1 year interview here.
Okay, because there was one time you came in and people were like, "Oh, his hair," and I was like, "Dude, I didn't notice nothing."
Yeah.
And then maybe it looked so good because I don't know what I'm looking at now.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, that was me. That was my hair then.
Oh, nice.
That was mine then. That's when I grew it back.
Right.
Yeah.
But you had little.
Now, if you would have caught earlier pictures, oh yeah, you can clearly see it.
Really though.
Really?
Yeah.
So you cut
'Cause
all
it was
your
way
hair
more
off
thicker.
now.
It's way
This
more
look
thicker in the
good.
front.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
wait.
no, it feels better too.
Hell yeah, just get up and go, huh?
It feels so much better.
Ain't got to drop no money off to get
None
your.
of that.
Got to go pick your little patches of hair up. So what were you doing?
None of
Just
that.
gluing little pieces in?
No,
or-
no, my barber was the truth.
He was traveling with
the
you.
truth. My barber was the truth.
Hey man, when you cut your hair off, he was like, "Fuck."
Damn. Am I still going?
Oh man. Hey, how's it out? Everything good out there? You ain't think about growing it back or nothing, huh? All right, let me know. Let me know, man.
He's like, man, all right, we just let's get the whole head. I'm like, nah, I'm good, man, I'm good.
Oh yeah,
I'm
man,
all right now.
You know I could do it all the way to the front, to the back.
Yeah,
Hey man, have you been seeing these dudes
Yo,
that
but
go to Turkey
but,
now?
But it's now you know what? Let me not do that. I was about to
A lot of
expose
people.
A lot
Oh
of
yeah,
them.
yeah. I know a couple too.
I can't even.
They
do that.
looking good though.
Yeah, they look good.
Man, these
You
hair
can't tell.
people. Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with it, man. Girls
Nah.
do it all the time.
I was about to say
Yeah,
that, man.
please,
And
no.
whatever
Don't be
you do
ashamed.
that
Don't
make
be
you
ashamed.
you,
Don't
you
be
know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Like
matter of fact, after this conversation, I think I'm gonna create one line for it now.
Yeah,
we should.
man.
I'm gonna create a line.
Yeah, we should.
Hey,
because
We should, man.
y'all two.
Jose
for sure.
over there.
We should.
You want to?
Yeah, man, I'm with you, man. You keep saying I, and I'm
Let's
like,
do
dude,
it.
we
Let's
sitting
do it.
here,
No, I'm
we
not
sitting
even
here.
joking.
Neither am I.
I'm not joking
All
at
I need
all.
you to do is I need you to take it and run with it. Then when it's get healthy,
Nah, but
bring
you
it
gotta
back
promote
to me.
it. I do it if you start it.
Man, let's go.
Bro,
Let's
I
go.
promise you, it'd be like hair club for men. We not just
There it is.
Yeah.
presidents. We'd be clients.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, I got one person I'm gonna start with. I ain't gonna say his name.
We'll start with him.
Don't point at Jose.
We'll start with Jose.
Oh man.
Jose, you gonna like it. I promise. You gonna look like you came from high school. They won't even notice.
Right.
They won't
Yeah,
even
and then we
notice.
pick your old barber up.
They won't even
because he's
notice.
sad.
Oh, he the truth.
Yeah, we go pick
he's
him up.
sad.
Yeah, because he lost a good client.
Yeah, he
You know what I'm
lost a
saying?
good
So,
client.
all right, have you been in the gym?
Huh? Yeah, I work out all the time.
Yeah, man.
I work out all the time.
Yeah, because I remember you were never little, but yeah, you walked in. I was like, man, I ain't gonna say nothing crazy
I
to
always
him.
work out for strength though. I don't do I just do more calisthenics. You know what I'm saying? I don't do weights and heavy
Yeah, I can
stuff
tell
like
when you
that.
threw that white boy off the stage. You know,
I
just
do.
keep going back
Speed
to
and
that.
strength. Speed and strength.
Do you box or do any martial arts?
Kickbox. Yeah.
Oh, kickbox.
Yeah.
How's your shins?
All right. Whew. You see him? You got a little dents in him.
Oh man, so you train like that?
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
couldn't.
that shin got to be numb. Same way your knuckles in your feet, you got to have calluses there. Your feet got to feel like fists.
How long you been doing that?
Oh man, since high school.
Yeah, that's a whole different world.
It's a
bro.
whole nother world. Yeah.
Hell
for sure.
yeah, that's one of them things, man, where you walk with security or a bodyguard just because it's like, oh, okay, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I should have one, but you know, but you like, man, I wish a motherfucker would. That's when I see you
security
sometimes.
most of the time should just be there for crowd control.
Hey man, that's why when I see you sometimes, most times I see you by yourself.
All the time.
Dude, and
about it.
maybe in concert
All the
mode
time.
where somebody got to move you through.
Right.
But even that every time I've seen,
time,
even when I popped in on you at Popeyes,
Yep.
you were by yourself.
Always by myself.
That's crazy, man. And it wasn't
I
like
feel
somebody
more
was waiting
secure
in
by
the
myself.
same.
I promise you.
Yep.
Because I can control what around me when I'm by myself.
Yeah.
Somebody walk up on me, whatever. I know how to handle myself. I'm not depending on you
Yeah.
to either
Right.
make it worse or not be there. Because think about the average person that just move around with so much fear, right? They come with 50 people.
Watch what we about to say.
50 people. Something pop off, they get behind them 50 people. Something goes down, you go down for it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, man.
Or, which most cases you see very recently, 50 people with you. Something pop off, all 50 people leave, and you there by yourself.
Oh, yeah. Hey, man, I always tell people, if I'm so used to being with somebody every day, and then I'm not with that person a particular day, then I'm off my element. You know,
100%.
moving my family through or something like
100%.
You know, and all it takes is one to mess up your
That's
day.
all it takes.
But I'm like, man, I don't put no crazy energy out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
But I don't put crazy
energy. It
energy
don't come off
out.
the strength of you like being the one to motivate it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you think big boy, you already think positive.
Yeah.
Vibes. You don't think, oh, that nigga.
Yeah.
Rah, rah. You
Can't
don't
wait
think,
to get him.
Right. You don't
Yeah.
think that. Like if
Hell
they think
yeah.
that about me, then my character is off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If I have to walk in
Exactly.
thinking, okay, they're gonna try me, then my character's completely off. I need to check myself.
Yeah.
That's why I trip out on these streamers nowadays who go around like the dude Jack Doherty. I don't know if you guys follow him, but he literally walks around and intimidates, like runs into people, but then he has 2 or 3 security guards around him that kind of just back people off and don't let them touch him. You know what I mean? Like,
And he bangs
like,
into people.
he just walks into people and like tries to act tough, like at malls and stuff, and then he has security with him at all times to like push
He's not
him
in
out.
LA though, right?
I don't know where he's at, but it's just these streamers nowadays.
You got to show him to me.
These streamers have security everywhere with them, but they go and do these crazy things, and then
Right.
no one can touch them. But it's like the day you don't have security, what's gonna happen?
man.
Oof. I don't know. I don't know
Man,
if
I'm
he's
telling
in
you,
LA.
bro, and I've seen some crazy stuff. I'm not gonna call it by name,
They'll
but
touch the security in LA.
oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Your security will die, bro.
LA is a
Yep.
different place, bro.
Yeah, man.
My respect for LA is different because
But you've been on turf a
I
lot.
know what this is.
Yeah,
It's a difference,
and
right?
but you've been on turf.
Oh no,
You've been
100%. Oh, I've
Yeah.
been trying.
And
You know that, big boy.
But you've been here out of the limelight,
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you've had some situations too.
that
you
we,
know what
that
I'm
we
saying?
handle quietly though.
Yes, man.
You will never know, but you know what it is.
You'll never know.
Hell
Like,
yeah, man.
why?
Hell
The
yeah,
only person
man.
needs to know is the person that know.
Yeah, yeah. And they ain't gonna say
And
nothing.
they clearly
They better not say anything, man.
Silence.
Hey, man, the last time that we had you in the neighborhood, when you said your name, have you seen how viral your name went when you
Man.
said your name in the neighborhood?
What?
Yeah, so
I think it probably meant more viral on your show than any other show ever.
hey, man, and can you just one more time
No,
tell me
no,
your name?
Come on, big dog.
I asked him, I said,
We're gonna go
Akon.
back to that first one.
I said, what is your full name? And he said, break it down. Already.
Break it down.
Hey, man.
It was a song.
And that really is like you won't say it now, but if you were to say your name now, it would be this. Break it down. Already. Now, and that's your name.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Akon.
That's awesome.
Wow, man. So, do
Yeah.
you have that on your passport,
Yeah,
or
man.
do they have to break your name down on your
Yeah,
passport?
this is broken down on my passport.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know how to spell all this?
Can we call a restaurant and make a reservation?
Yeah, man.
With his name.
Hey,
I would love to be like,
please.
okay, wait, spell it again.
We need to
Spell
call a
it again.
restaurant.
I would love to see him like A as in apple. Hey man, we need to give away and do a contest where somebody can call us up.
I'm telling you.
Man, so
I'm
we
telling you.
took the liberty to do this one for you. Hey man, didn't somebody do this online?
Yeah, a drummer.
Yeah, a drummer took the
famous
liberty
drummer.
to do that. And to that drummer, we coming at you for copyright infringement. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Gonna take our work and just turn it into something totally different. I heard that, bro.
It's too funny.
Akon,
man.
I'm telling you, man, you've been A1 since day one.
love it,
And I love seeing you in the neighborhood, man. And congratulations just on not just life, but if I'm going to break it down small, just being an artist and bringing and giving us music once again.
No, so
because you are when people say music is a soundtrack, bro, you are a soundtrack to people's lives, bro.
That's what's up.
And people have had a lot of fun. People have had a lot of thought with your music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And thank you once again for a great catalog that's in the rearview mirror. And thank you for whatever's about to come through this windshield.
No, I appreciate it.
As
No,
we continue to watch it.
Yeah, what's coming, you're gonna be. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna let you.
I don't doubt it, bro.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because already Beautiful Day already had that bootlegged in Japan. That went amazing. Akon's Beautiful Day, they was like, oh man.
I told you go to Japan first before Brazil.
Yeah,
or
man.
else you would have known.
It's going
And
nuts.
have you been doing a tour?
Yeah, I've been doing all the Akon Superfan tours. So we got one more left, which is Asia, and we're doing that in November.
And what is the Superfan tour?
So the Superfan tour is a tour that we put out that we don't announce. Only the superfans that follow me will know it exists. So, but then we get
That could be scary too. Though.
nah. But if
Let me tell you why. Because if I did one of those, like, I'm not gonna tell anybody, nobody gonna be there. Because I know even when I promote stuff, I'll be like, man, I always, and Jose is my witness. I'll be like, man, I thought more people that came out.
right. But if you got super fans, they gonna show up. It's gonna be at least one or two of them people that are where the big boy at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's always a
Wow,
super
you said
fan
one
there.
or two.
Yeah. He know my numbers. You know, but you're not putting all this protection. You're not putting all this production together to perform in front of one or two people, right?
No.
So how many come out for an Akon Superfan
So
tour?
the Superfan tour has been in venues that hold like 5,000, 8,000 people.
Damn.
And we only do it once. Because most of those, we could have sold out multiple times.
Right.
But we was like, nah, we only want to do it once because we're going to come back to that same market to do an actual tour at whatever their
Man, I know.
stadium is at.
Well, not to put too many things personal, but we know someone that just had to cancel a show. So did they mess up by not calling it the such and such Superfan tour, or should they had named it something different because people didn't show up?
Well, if the people didn't show up, then it's probably more
Them.
hype about them than
gotcha.
than they put out. Because you got to think, the numbers ain't never going to lie.
But can you
right?
call them? If I call them, can you tell them why?
Yeah, I can
Why
tell
it didn't happen?
Yeah, I can
Let's
tell
finish the interview, then you call.
So,
and just let them know.
so what happens is, because of social
Hey
media,
Siri, call. Oh,
people
sorry.
put
Go.
because of social media, people put so much hype on something.
Yeah.
You would think they the biggest thing ever, but then when
Mm-hmm.
they put their tickets for sale, they don't sell,
Yeah, man.
which also tells you that it's more hype than actual
Right.
fact.
Right.
So a million likes don't put a million people in seats.
Hell no, bro.
Absolutely
Not at all,
That's
man.
crazy.
A million likes could be bots.
Hey, man, and I remember I told people, I said, man, there was a tour that got canceled. And I remember I said, man, they had to cancel the tour because such and such had was suffering from LTS. And people were like, what's LTS? And I was like, oh, that's low ticket sales.
Yeah.
They had to cancel it. And so then, dude, I'm with Prince one night. Flex. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm with Prince one night, and I'm telling Prince, we're talking at dinner, and he says, yeah, you know, such and such. He says the person's name. And he was like, yeah, you know, and I heard where someone said that they had to cancel because of low ticket sales. And I was like, Prince, I was like, that was me. You know what I'm saying? I said that, like, stop taking my shit. And throwing it back at me. Then he did like this and disappeared. Akon. Thank you for coming into the neighborhood, man.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. Akon is in the neighborhood, Big Boy's neighborhood. Visit my good friends at Nissan of Tustin and do tell them your partner Big Boy sent you.